A lot of people, and still, even in the face of everything I'm about to tell you that was brought up today from the prosecution, there are still a lot of people that are fighting tooth and nail, raising their shield to defend David, still believing with their whole heart and two neurons that he was framed and is actually a victim in all of this as well, because he had nothing to do with the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a child whom David was dating, by the way. And the Dummies for David movement always likes to, bury that one as quickly as possible. He's homeschooled, so he didn't know. He's just a little zany. He's a little quirky. He had no idea. That's bad. It's fucking lunacy to be acting like he's some blameless angel in all of this, in spite of all of the evidence that the public has access to. If you bother to do any amount of research on this case with just the information that is readily available to you right at your fingertips right now, all of it points to only one person who is most likely responsible for her murder, and that person is David. And now, as of today, we're getting even more new information, and it is fucking disgusting. They already mentioned a couple days ago that the prosecution has 40 terabytes here in this case against David. 40 fucking terabytes is an unfathomable amount of anything. And just a moment ago, they dropped like their first teaser as to what some of this new information looks like. The prosecution alleges that they found a significant amount of child porn on David's phone.
Story number 2. The hearing just wrapped up for singer David in his first-degree murder case.
The prosecution revealed details about disturbing digital evidence. Let's get to CBS LA's Rick Montanez with what we learned in court today. Rick, what are you hearing?
Amy, Chris, the hearing just wrapped up within the half hour here, and cameras were not allowed in court, but I can tell you that the defendant, David Burke, was in court today in shackles and wearing that orange jumpsuit. The biggest new piece of evidence revealed, prosecutors say a significant amount of child porn found on Burke's cell phone.
Now, I imagine that isn't just some baseless claim from the prosecution. They probably have all of that evidence as part of their 40 terabytes here that they will be providing to the court. There's still a lot of processing that they are going through right now because there is so much that they have gathered in this case over the last 7 months. But now they are stating they have evidence that there was a significant amount of child porn on David's device.
We also want to point out that this all happens one day after the medical examiner's report became public. That is the report on the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The report says, or I should say the family of Rivas Hernandez is absolutely devastated to learn the gruesome details contained in that write-up. That's according to a family statement. So this report says the 14-year-old girl died of sharp force trauma, but the autopsy was difficult because of the severe decomposition of her dismembered body when it was found in the singer's abandoned Tesla last September.
The autopsy revealed the grisly nature of her killing, it being sharp objects, and then it was mentioned why it was so difficult for them to figure out what actually killed her. It's because her body was chopped up and decomposing in the fucking trunk of this monster's car. So it made it difficult for the autopsy to definitively say what the cause of death was. And since the autopsy brought this information to light, people have been going through David's music and music videos and noticing some really fucking haunting shit in there. Most notably with the anime video he made for his song Rehab, where there is a character in there that bears a lot of similarity to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Now, the music video came out in 2023.
This man still has 22 million monthly listeners. Look at this. He made a song for Invincible? Oh, man. Arcane, too? Oh, shit. Damn it. So y'all just giving that man everything while he was doing the most dastardly, evilest deeds ever known. Y'all just giving him endorsements, songs from soundtracks from music, movies, and TV shows and sick.
But David met Celeste as early as 2022, and in this music video, David cuts off that character's arm and then throws a sword which stabs her in the stomach, killing her. In real life, Celeste had her body chopped into pieces and stuffed into bags, thrown in a trunk, and the autopsy revealed that her cause of death was sharp objects through the torso, notably her upper abdomen and hitting her liver. Now, of course, I have no doubt that none of that is going to be used in court in any way, shape, or form by the prosecution. I imagine they have far more solid evidence to be bringing to court in that 40 terabytes. I don't think they'll be using, like, similarities from the music video versus what actually happened, or, you know, video clips that exist where he's saying some crazy shit. I imagine they're going to be going for, like, completely irrefutable things that you can't just write off as a coinky-dink or something like that. But I wanted to mention it because it really does feel like David was just leaving breadcrumbs in his music to the sick and twisted person that he is, and that he had this, like, murderous intent. It's fucking sickening stuff.
On Monday, he pled not guilty to the capital murder charges. We spoke with a former federal prosecutor just a short time ago here on CBS LA Mornings about this new evidence revealed in today's hearing and the fact that David's phone, according to prosecutors, contains child porn.
And obviously, we don't know if it's Celeste Rivas's images and videos or something else, but that is a significant offense. Obviously, it helps prosecutors prove the sex crimes, the lewd and lascivious, Penal Code Section 288, but it's also a separate crime in and of itself. And it's certainly the possibility that the feds even step into this case because they typically will prosecute these types of child pornography cases.
It is extremely serious, and this is new information that's been brought forth from the prosecution here. And the fact that they are bringing this as evidence in this case must mean that they have irrefutable proof that on David's device, he had that material. I have no idea how the David defenders will even begin to wrestle with that in mental gymnastics, some kind of excuse there, like, he was just holding it for somebody else. He's been framed again. They put it there. They framed him for the murder, now they're framing him with child porn. I have no idea how they could even begin to tackle that one, because even though it hasn't been proven yet, the fact that the prosecution is even putting this forward means they must be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that, yeah, his phone had child porn on it. So that's the newest piece of information that's been brought up. Now, as mentioned, they are still going through a lot of processing for a lot of digital evidence that they have compiled. So in a week, I believe about a week, it's going to go back with both sides, and they're going to discuss if they need even more time about, going to a capital murder trial. So as of right now, we don't have everything being brought forth yet, but it is beginning and it's moving fast. The process is underway and it is moving very quickly. So I guess we'll know more in a week, but I just wanted to give you this update here because that new allegation coming to light here is once again another disgusting development here in the David case. Anyway,
what I want to say about this really is that David, I never ever liked that music. Never ever in my life liked his music. I don't even like that style of music because I'm mostly I like pure rap music. I like rappers. I like real artists like, a Kendrick, a J.I.D., a J. Cole type, real rappers. That's all. I've always been liking that more than any other genre of music. So I never actually listened to David's music. But when I do listen to his music, I can tell he's a very disturbed individual. Very, very disturbed. He did a partnership with Fortnite with big streamers. He had a song on the Invincible soundtrack. What was the other one called? He had a song with Arcane. Like, they were just giving him everything, and that's really what they did. They had no idea about the sickness he was doing. It's almost like a Jekyll and Hyde situation where he's hiding the other side of him. And I remember when the case first happened. I think it was sometime last year, September, July, something like that. I remember when it first happened. Some people compiled up like some of his stream moments, because he used to stream a little bit too. And I think Celeste or a girl that looked like her was on some of the streams. But the thing about it was, the thing that was crazy was that on some of the streams, it wasn't just him and Celeste. They had like other people around them. So was nobody aware of how old Celeste was? Did nobody ask? Were they scared? David, did y'all see his height? Let me see. Oh, this mugshot. They showed his height and his clear one. Okay, so he's 5. Does that say he's 5 foot? 125 pounds. 21. Born in 2005. Okay. He's 5 foot. I'm getting carried out. Like, come on, man. This is bullshit. Like, and that's the thing about some celebrities. Like, they just be so, like, he's such a regular guy. This dude's regular, bro. He's 5 foot. 125 pounds. Built like a kid. Sad, man. Sad. It's ridiculous. Truly ridiculous. Still has 22 million monthly listeners. 22.5 million. What about? Crazy. You know, people still listen to him. That's what happens with like celebrities. Either when they die or they go to jail or some shit like that. They get like a boost in listeners, viewers. It's craziness. Unless they're completely taken down from the platform like Kelly and shit. But man, what a sick individual. I just hope in all the CP he had, like, man, bro. Lost, man. He's lost. I don't really have much to say about it. I really just don't like a human being like that at all. I don't. I can never condone that. I can never listen to his music. I didn't like his music at first. Sometimes people think like, I would say so myself sometimes. I could be like, I never really go outside my genre of music besides listening to either old R&B, rap music definitely, and sometimes like old pop or old rock and roll, a little bit jazz, a little bit nice. I usually like jazz for the samples if I'm trying to find a sample that I want to put on for a beat. And J-pop, that's Japanese pop, but more with like a soul J-pop. Even though like Nujabes, that type of, that vibe to it, hell yeah. That's probably the style of music I like. But him, sick, man, sick. Never listen to his shit, ever. I never will. What's happening?